delivered by Mr. Klaus, that is fast break as retreat, explanation in waves in the fast break, rule of conduct fast break and retreat with the help of videos. So now, not taking much time, I would like to invite Mr. Klaus Feldman to please start the class.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. So I hope that everybody can see the screen. Today's topic is fast break and retreat, and it's a little bit following up our yesterday's presentation of specific agility. So in this presentation for fast break and retreat, we will see again 3 chapters. First chapter is about the phases and waves. Second is the rules of conduct. And third, examples for drills. So in this structure, we will first of all make or give some basic information, how we can define and how we can prescribe the fast break. Quite important information, because some of those elements you will see in the videos afterwards for sure. Second is the rules of conduct for the players in fast break and retreat. And the third is to give some examples for drills, how we can teach that and integrate it in our training sessions. So starting with the first slide of chapter 1, first of all, we prescribe the model of the 4 phases in fast break. This is one way how we can prescribe the fast break, and it's the phases model that we talk about here. And the first phase is named getting in possession of the ball. And as you can see here in this small picture of the court, we have certain areas in a different color. And from these areas, we have different ways of how the defense can get into possession of the ball, how and where the ball possession changes. So one area is here, the goal area, and this is the moment when the ball is turning over while the goalkeeper initiates or gets in possession of the ball. So this might be after a shot from any position and the goalkeeper saves the ball, so immediately he can start the fast break. Sometimes the ball is missing the goal or hitting the goalpost and then going to crossing the goal area, or the baseline, the baseline. And in that moment, the goalkeeper has to run outside, re-enter the court, re-enter the goal area, and from there he can start the fast break. So from these 2 situations, direct ball possession of the goalkeeper or ball possession after getting or transportation of the ball back to the goal area, you can see that this is a different timing, because the faster the ball is with the goalkeeper, the quicker he can start the fast break. If sometimes the ball is far away, it takes more time to re-enter the goal area. A second one is the second space that's marked here. That space outside of the court, from the corner to, let's say, 11 meters away from the goal, this gray area here and here. Because very often we can see change of ball possession after a mistake in ball circulation from attackers. So they move to the goal, they pass, move to the goal and pass, but then because of a mistake of timing or of passing, the ball is going outside of the court, crossing the sideline. Then very quick, a defender, maybe wing defender or half defender, has to run outside, take the ball, step on the line to make it a proper throw in, and then the fast break starts from that area. And depending on how quick the ball is in the game again, the type of fast break is depending. Number 3 is the area in light blue on the left back and the right back position around the 9-meter area. As you know, in handball, left back and right back players, they are dominant players in our game. Normally we have good shooters in that position, and individual actions or types of cooperation like crossing or screening will be finalized in this area here and here. So in that moment, this is a good chance for the defense to intercept the ball. On the other side, maybe attackers can make a mistake, maybe steps, maybe charging, maybe wrong screen or something like this. And then they have to drop the ball, release it, and the defense can take over the ball and immediately start the fast break from this position. So very often the change of ball possession appears in that area here. And the last one, you see those arrows in that area between 9-meter line and center line. This is winning back the ball in a way of very active and offensive defending, or winning back the ball in a retreat moment, and from here, after winning back the ball, immediately restart the fast break, or start the fast break in the other direction. So in that way, we have 4 different situations, 4 different spaces in which the ball possession changes, and different timing depending on those spaces of ball possession or turnover. Now in the second phase, we call it the opening for the fast break. First of all, it's very important for the players in now attack that the former attack cannot stop or interrupt the fast break in the starting moment. So sometimes the first or the way straight over the center line is possible, but sometimes, like the arrows marked here or here, the players in new attack going for fast break, they have to go around the former players in the backcourt positions here, because those players can stop the fast break easily. So in that moment, it's very important to avoid an interception from former attackers, now defenders, and this is something you will see in one of our videos afterwards. Second marking here we have from that small arrow from that or that side is a specialist for fast break, as a fast break playmaker we might call him. Normally it's a center back player too, which is the normal playmaker in position attack. He's in normal cases or in teams that use this, a defender on the wing position. So coming into the center area, receive the ball from the goalkeeper and initiate the fast break in an extended fast break situation. So this area is quite important too. Phase number 3, we have the transportation of the ball over the court. So maybe in the straight way, maybe going around the defense, then crossing the center line, the players come to this area here. And this area is the area for the tactical decision, where to finalize the fast break. So maybe if a wing player is in front and other players are coming from behind, a pass to the wing, a final pass can be given and they can shoot. Maybe a pivot is already in position or a wing player was running in, then a pass in that area is possible too. But the decision should be made really in that area after the center line, not too close to the goal. And for this decision making, it's important to have the ball in the center lane. So when you go straight, the ball is already here, no problem. But when you come across the center line, after or come around like showed in that arrow here, after crossing the center line, the ball should be in the center lane. Because from here, you can pass to the left lane, you can pass to the right lane, you can break through directly. So you have all options from that position. If the ball is on the side, it's not so nice, because passing maybe here, but in a short way, but long distance pass to the other side, running in full speed like we do it in a fast break, is a little bit more risky. So that's why I prefer to have the ball in that area with the best options to continue in the fast break finalization. And the fourth phase is the creating of the goal shot situation. So outside 9-meter area, the decision has to be made, and this light blue area is the space or the area where the finalization, the final shot should be made. If you shoot from outside 9, maybe goalkeeper can save. If you shoot from wing position more, angle to the goal is not so nice. So finally try to create a shot situation, a final situation, because this is the best angle to the goal. So that would be really very good. Okay. Now, this was one of our models, the phases model. And the second model is the so-called waves model. So we have first wave, second wave, and third wave of fast break. And we have to give a definition. What is the difference between first and second and third wave? And this is what you see now. So the definition for the first wave is given by maximum 2 attackers and 2 defenders involved in the final situation of that fast break. Then the situations that appear are from 1 against 0, ball possessor only against a goalkeeper, no defender, up to finally 2 against 2. This is the maximum that results of 2 attackers and 2 defenders involved. So the most simple situation and the complex situation 2 on 2. And third criteria here is the defense is working like man-to-man defense, because defense running back, covering 1 or 2 players which go for the first wave, those have to be covered, and this has to work in or have worked out in a man-to-man defense style. So to give you an example for this, we have the video from a very interesting game. It was the final of the World Championship 2003. It was played in Portugal, and the 2 teams in the final were Germany in white, Croatia in blue. And as you can see here, this is the proper example for a single fast break or a first wave fast break finalized from the right wing. You see the long pass of the goalkeeper. You see player in attack catching the ball and then moving a little bit inside to have a better angle, and then easy shooting 1 against goalkeeper. And if we see the complete scene again, at the end, you will see here now 2 players in attack, 2 players in defense involved in that situation. So maximum, it's a 2 on 2, and it's easy shooting for the players in attack, or for the player in attack. So very simple, classical move from wing player, right and left wing player, going for fast break and long distance pass from the goalkeeper. Now you see, you must get the ball back because it was outside, but there's a net behind the goal. So very quick, the goalkeeper is in ball possession again. Now coming to the second wave, again, the definition is made with 3 points. First point is how many players involved. It's maximum 4 attackers and 4 defenders. Second aspect is what situations appear. So final situation here at the end might be 4 against 4 if all players are in that situation involved. And one very important criteria for the definition of first wave, the defense is still working in a man-to-man way. They don't go back and go to the positions and work in a zone defense against second wave. They are on the way back, they are in the retreat movement, and they defend in a man-to-man way. Okay, one more example for this from the same game. And you can see white team shooting. Now ball is with the team in attack, and they continue. And at the end, it's no goal because that player was touching the ground before the ball was leaving the hand. So the referees didn't decide for a goal. Now, as you can see, they continue. And finally, in the final moment, again, 1, 2, 3 players from attack and 3 from defense in the retreat movement. So this is something which is tactically quite important because you will see some more elements or some more video sequences from that game. Croatian team, they, in that moment, always organized their fast break over the left side because the German team, they were changing 2 players. And this was quite interesting because they changed right back player as a specialist for defense and original left back player because number 13, this is original center back. He was going back to defense, but left back, he was another specialist for attack only. He was going outside too. So the 2 players in the center back position and the right back position now were leaving the court and go outside. Unfortunately, in this situation, right wing was running into second pivot position. So in that moment, after the shot of number 13, center back player in the left position now, all the other 2 players were running out. And this is the right wing player in that situation. So the left side for the blue team was completely open to go for fast break. And this is what you can see here. It's number 13, again, the one who was shooting on left back position, running back to the other side across the court because nobody else was there. And this was not a good organization for the retreat movement. So once again, you see the running in, the shoot, and they go. Unfortunately, they were 1 player less at that moment. Okay. Now, this was the example for second wave. Now we come to third wave. Again, first point of our definition, how many players involved? Now, more than 4 players involved, up to 6 against 6, which is possible in the maximum way. We have elements of quick throw off and attack without ball circulation. This is something very special when the attackers try to go for the third wave, but the retreat movement of the defense is very good and defense is in position, but the attackers, they continue the ball circulation and pressurize the defense without stopping. And the third aspect here is defense is now working in the zone defense way, but it's not completely organized. There are some elements, maybe rechange of specialist was not working or players defending in a different position, which give the idea or give the impression that the zone defense is not really organized in that moment. We have 2 examples for that. First example you see here. Again, white team attacking, blue team now taking a little bit more time. And then they start from the left side, circulating the ball, and finally right wing is free again. So see it step by step. Now the ball is given to the blue team, ball possession has changed, but in that moment it takes a little time, so the white team, they can go back. Now they start, and this is the first element of not organized defense, because you see the wing defender who is missing in that position here, he is open now and tries to give some pressure to the attackers, tries to stop them. Now ball is circulated and given to the wing, where the wing defender, who is in a return movement, is already missing. So it's the half defender who goes out here. And then the blue team continually penetrates the defense. Another defender is stepping out here, but now we can see the mistake because this defender is against this attacker. But unfortunately, we have now 1, 2, and the wing player, 3 players in attack, whereas on that side, it's only 1 and 2 defenders. And very clever, they pressurize the defense, go to the gap, and finally, wing is free. So very clever made from the blue team, continuously passing and finally the free player in the right wing position. Pass, 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 pass. So this is typical third wave action because they came to the attack position, the defense was not well organized, and they continued the ball circulation and pressurized the defense without interruption. And that's it. Okay, second example, again from the same game. Another save from Croatian goalkeeper. No fast break first wave possible. Then they go, and again, same here. Right wing scoring. But now see the reaction of the German team. Very quick throw off, continuing, and shooting once again. So see it in detail. Now, goalkeeper wants to give a long distance pass for first wave, but this is not possible. So he decides to give short distance pass. And now all the players involved, they go, again, they start from the left side, circulate the ball up to the right side, and finally they score. Very fast, they move to the positions, start again on the left side in attack and circulate the ball. But now the answer from the German team, you see, now quick throw off is started. There's a small problem with the pivot here tumbling, but the referee say continue playing because the ball is free and Croatian defense is not ready. So player in attack from the right back can finalize in a nice way. So in this very short sequence, you see first the goal of Croatia and then the goal of Germany. And this is what at that time, it was 2003, made this game so fast. And we can indicate this from a very nice information I want to give to you finally about that game. This game was played as the final of the World Championship 2003, 20 years after the World Championship final of 1978. In 78, the two teams were Germany and Russia, and the result was 20-19 for German team after 60 minutes. This game was Croatia against Germany. Croatia was the winning team at the end, but the halftime result in that game after 30 minutes was 19-18 for Croatia. So you can see that after 25 years development in handball, the teams scored almost the same number of goals, but in half of the time. And this shows the development of our game in that period from 78 to 2003, when the game really was fast. Now, if a game is really fast, we need, this is our next chapter, rules of conduct for the players, how to move, how to behave, how to make the decisions. And these rules of conduct for the players must be really easy, because when we go for fast break, we are moving, or the players are moving very fast. We have big space to observe. And if in this moving fast and observing big space, complicated rules appear, what to do, how to do, this is too much for the players. So in that moment, make it simple, make it easy, so that they can follow those easy rules. Now, first of all, we have rules for the players with the ball. What does the ball possessor should do in fast break? And the first seems very easy, but you will see in the video afterwards, sometimes it's not so easy. It's to make a decision between to dribble or to pass. And as you remember from our technical presentations and about the definition of ability to play, it's very important for the players to have different options, to have different opportunities, different solutions, and this was the picture when I explained that, different tools to solve the situation. So from one side to the other side of the court, you can go by dribbling, or you can go by passing. So a good player is able to use the dribbling and the passing, and then he can make a decision. If you always focus only on one way, how to move from one side to the other side, then the players will be good in that way, but they will be very weak in the other way. And finally, maybe because of that weakness, they will not decide. Even in some situations, it's necessary to do it in that way. So to give them the opportunity, then they must be able to work out two ways at least, or use two tools. This is the basic idea here. Then, important for the finalization of the fast break, they have to try to keep their speed till the goal shot. Maybe when go along the court, reduce the speed a little bit, have better opportunity for observation and make a better decision. But at the end, don't get slow, get fast and break through with more or less high speed. Third is go around the defense with a large distance. As we said, the one element of fast break is that space is given. Space that you have to cover in the depth, but space that is given in the width. So don't go to the opponent, just go around. Use the given space, keep the speed, and go and break through. If you go in that direction and defense is coming, only one change of direction is needed, and then you go to the other side, and space is given on that side. This is very important because always you change direction, you have to stop, reduce the speed. And the more you stop, the more you feint. Don't use body feints so often, the more you will lose speed. But just going around the defense and keeping the speed is almost perfect. And the final point for this here is keep a safety distance to the 6-meter line. Go too close to the goal area line, and then as a surprise, you have to take care not to touch that line. So, and then after coming up and observing the goal, you will see a wall in front of you, and the name of the wall is the goalkeeper, and then it's not possible to shoot around him. If you are in full speed and you jump from 8 meters away from the goal, for sure, no problem, because with that high speed, you will have enough time in the air, observe the goalkeeper, and then easy bring the ball around the goalkeeper. So that's quite easy. Just a simple video of a nice fast break situation worked out here from the red team. So they use the 5-1 defense. They intercept the ball. They start. And they go easily to the goal. Okay, see it once again. So it's the 5-1 defense with the open wing defenders. And now with the pass from left back to right back player, half defender steps out and interferes the ball. This is the interference. So this ball was touching the leg of an attacker. So now in that area, you remember it, we restart the game executing the free throw. Now, first pass and second pass, because after the center line, we want to have the ball in the center lane. And this player now is using the steps, 1, 2, 3, 1 bounce in between, and then taking up the ball, nobody attacking him, then shoot. And he's jumping from outside 9 meters, but he's in full speed, so nobody can stop him in that moment. And a very tough shoot from outside 9 meters is okay in that situation. So once again, see the interception here. Starting the fast break, ball to the center area, and then if nobody is in front of you, use the dribbling. You have high speed, you can go straight, you have the best ankle to the goal, and then shooting cannot be interrupted. Okay. Second is now the rules for the players without ball, because they need to do or need to take care about certain aspects too. First of all, they need to run free to get into possession of the ball, because if they're running close to their defender, the ball possessor will not pass to them because they are not free. So make yourself available, go away from the defender, run free, then you can get into possession of the ball. Second aspect is don't stay in the shadow of the defense, because then it's difficult to pass. So when you move and the defender is in front of you, maybe you get reduce the speed a little bit, run a little bit slower to be free, or maybe you accelerate to come out of the shadow and receive the ball then. But continue in the same speed and then be in the shadow of the defense is something which is not very nice. So go out of the shadow of the defender. Third is, with all that movements without ball, please open the space for the player with the ball. If your movement is towards the ball possessor, this will decrease the space, and smaller space is easier to defend for the opponent. So that's why moving away from the ball possessor will open the space. This is related to our open the central area basic principle number 1 in attack. And finally, without ball 2, don't go too close to the 6-meter line. Very often you can see players at the 6-meter line, reception of the ball, 1 step, inside. If you stay at 8 or 9 meters away, for sure you can receive the ball, for sure you can make 2 steps, no stress with the line, easy shooting. So that's why in that moment, player without ball should keep that safety distance to the 6-meter line. So let's go into some more video sequences and see how the players move and how they act. So first example here, and you see goalkeeper easy safe in that moment, because the attacker, from my point of view, they made some mistakes. So see it from the beginning. Now the interception, very nice from the defense, going for fast break. And now we have, let's say, a very good situation, almost optimum situation, because it's 1 defender, 2 attacker. It's the 2-on-1 we have so often in our training situation. But see the right-handed player on the right position, in possession of the ball, but defender not observing him. So in that moment, he decides to pass the ball to the left attacker. And from my point of view, this is a mistake, because the defender is not observing him before. So he should use the dribbling and break through. Remember that first rule, make a decision between dribbling and passing. In that moment, passing was wrong, dribbling would have been better. Second point is, you see now the player in the left position. Defender orientated to him. So in that moment, what should be the decision? Obviously, the decision should be a pass, because right player is now free. But he's making a feint and then breaking through. Sorry, again, wrong decision. And this was an international game of Russia in blue against Spain in red. So even players in that level, they are making decision mistakes. As you can see here. First decision, no pass. Second, no breakthrough. This would be better. Okay. See the next example. Now, blue team in attack, red team organizing the fast break. And again, some elements we had before are visible in that. Now it's a typical second wave action. And you see the former backcourt players here in the retreat movement. So the player in number 10 is now in ball possession because straight way is not possible. The ball will be passed to the side. But after reception of the ball, the way of that player is go to the center, use the dribbling, and while dribbling, observe the situation in front of you. So we can say it's a 1, 2, 3 against 2, but now it's more comfortable to use or to reduce the complexity of that situation, and from 3 to 2, make it a 2 to 1, 2 against 1 on that side. And as the wing player is in front and the defender is so closely orientated to the player with the ball, it's easy to give the ball and easy to finalize here. But you can see in the starting phase, go around the defense, then go to the center, and then again make the decision. After crossing the center line, now you decide, and then you come to the optimum area to finalize the fast break. See it once again. This is the decision made after crossing the center line, and this is the optimum position to shoot. So from that you can see how the different ways of decisions can be made and how the model or the elements of our prescription of the models and the phases come into practical. Okay, see the next one. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the same. We have to continue. Okay, now we speak about the return phase. The return phase is divided into 3. First phase of return movement is the covering of the first wave of the opponent. Now, as you know, in modern handball, very often you can see the wing players running for the first wave. And the wing players in attack, they take a position in the corner of the court. So especially if a wing defender is now a little bit more open on the help side of the defense, he has a very good starting position for the fast break. And the player who is in that moment in the corner and in the next moment will be defender and to the one who defend against that wing player who is running for fast break, he will never have a chance. Because from the corner, you will never be able to run so fast that you can cover that wing player in attack. So in that moment, it must be the backcourt players who run back because they are close to the wing defenders. They must run fast and they are the ones to cover the first wave of the wings. Second is, if the opponent's team is using a playmaker in a fast break, then you can try to have a pressure defense against that playmaker. So maybe the pivot, or maybe a wing defender who is not running, who is not running for fast break, can immediately, or a wing player, sorry, who is not going back for the return, can immediately cover that playmaker. So this would be very helpful because the goalkeeper normally in such a concept of playmaker in fast break is fixed on passing the ball to that player. And if that one is covered, we must find another one that takes more time, and maybe the timing or the complete fast break is destroyed in that way. Third is, in that moment, it's not a nice thing, but sometimes we have to take this into consideration. Make a stop foul, make a tactical foul in that moment. Because in that moment, when the players are just starting and not running with high speed, it's easier to stop them. Because if you want to stop them and neutralize them when they are in high speed, this is almost impossible without receiving progressive punishment. But in that moment, a tactical foul can be made to stop the fast break in the moment it starts. So, like we say, cut the grass before it grows. This is the reason for this tactical foul in that moment. But in that moment, it's really useful to give pressure to the ball and to pressure the ball away from the ball possessor, because that takes time to come to the correct position and restart the game after this foul. So in that moment, maybe use the technical foul as an element to cut the defense, the fast break in the first step. Return phase number 2 is against the first and second wave, which means run back and work in a man-to-man defense way. So that's why even players in adult level should, from time to time, use the man-to-man defense in their trainings too. Because in the return phase against first and second wave, they have to use these elements of man-to-man in very open space. Second aspect here is to keep the attackers out of the center of the court. Push them to the sideline, because as you know from the strategy of attackers, they, after crossing the center line, want to go to the center area for making good decisions. So the idea of the defense is just the other way around. Don't let them inside, push them to the sideline, make them slow, enforce them to stop and maybe to pass a long pass, provocate this pass to the other side. And in this moment, it's possible to win back the ball or to provoke some mistakes like steps or double dribbling or something like this, some technical mistakes. So that's a good situation if we keep them out of the center and push them to the sideline. Return phase number 3 is when the players are coming back to the own goal area and they turn from man-to-man to zone defense. In that moment, maybe they have to play on a different defense position. This is the moment the defense is not very well organized, but instead of running to my position, you have to be active on a different position. And this is another aspect why variability in defense position is quite helpful, because in that moment, it's good if you can play no matter in which defense position you are. To reorganize the defense and to organize a change of players, sometimes a tactical foul in that moment can be helpful too. So on one side, we stop the game, maybe to change the positions of the players or to change attack specialist against defense specialist. So this is not, again, something which is a very attractive element in our game, but as we know, tactical fouls in certain situations, they are part of our game. And then from time to time, we should use that element too. Okay, and these are the 3 return faces, and the three elements or the three ideas how the players should act in that way. Now coming to our last chapter, show some examples for drills, and we start with something quite easy. It's a one-on-one plus one situation for the wing players. So you can see here with that foam material, foam bricks, we have some fixation that they run only along the sideline, which is the way for the first wave. Defender is in that position too. And then with the one player who is passing, they can go one-on-one. But the player who's giving the passes, he cannot or she cannot finalize here. She can only pass. The finalization must be made from the wing player. So that's why we call this situation one-on-one plus one. So it's one-on-one, attacker and defender against each other, and the plus one is the player who is only assisting in that moment. Okay, very easy first step. Second step is a combination, one-on-one on that side, and one-on-one on the other side, and one player as assister to the center position. So in that moment, they start, and now the player in the center position must observe to the right and to the left, must see which attacker in that one-on-one without ball competition is now in a better position, and in that side or to that side, they have to pass. So they run free. And now, very important, we have the final marking here. So they go along the wing area. But if they are not successful, they can run into that area, to the center area where the pivot position is, and then receive the ball like this here, but the defense was going back. So it's possible to run outside that yellow area and then run inside and receive the ball here too. This is possible. And as you see, because it's attack against defense, always we teach both sides of the game. So we teach attackers, but we teach defenders too. So they have to run back, they have to observe ball, they have to observe opponent, and then they can go for defense. So once again, from the beginning, this quite nice drill. One-on-one on both sides, plus the player who is giving the pass. Okay. Now in the next, you will see a small variation, which is quite popular in European countries, like in Germany, because very often, especially in the winter time, we cannot play outside. We have to go out to the indoor. And in this moment, we don't have full court every time. So the normal training situation in the evening might be that on that side of the court, there's one team, and on the other side of the court, there's another team in training session. We have to divide the court because so many teams and so few a time to go to the training session. That means that we need some drills for fast break, but in half court organized only. And this is the one you see here. It's called 3 times 3 against 2. And you see how it is working. It's the 3 players in attack. Now 3 players in blue against the 2 defenders in yellow. And they start the ball circulation from the center line. But in the first step, they all have to move inside the goal area. Then turn around and again, ball transportation over the center line. And then another time, change of direction, and now go to the goal and finally shoot. So that's why we call it 3 times, 3 against 2, once, twice, and now third time, go to the goal and shoot. And the defense is active every time. So they try to intercept now, they intercept in the next moment too, or try to intercept. And finally, in the last step, they try to get in possession of the ball. So that's why it's a 3-on-2 situation, but we repeat this 3 times. We extend the time or the phase of the ball circulation or the ball transportation through over the court, and the players should make a decision to pass or to dribble. There's one element how we can make it a little bit more attractive for the defense. Then we integrate a special rule that says if defense touches the player with the ball, she cannot shoot, she can only pass. So this is the so-called touching rule. Okay, then we have the same now over full court, but quite useful if you have only one goalkeeper in your training session, because now it's 4 times 4 against 2. So you see blue again in attack and the defense, 4 players, but 2 on one side of the center line only. So the starting situation, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 defenders defend between 6-meter line and center line, which is here. So this is the first step of that drill. Now, after crossing the center line, those 2 defenders stop, and the next 2 defenders are active. So again, it's 4. Oh, sorry, we have to go back. So after crossing the center line, again, it's 4 against 2. Now, second 2 defenders are active. All players inside 9-meter area, and then turn. And again, 4 against 2 on that side. And then after crossing the center line, 4 against 2 on that side here. So that's why we call this drill 4 times 4 against 2. So if we speak about 4 against 2, that looks quite comfortable because, as you can imagine, it's 2 players plus in attack. But this is not so comfortable in that area here, in the center area, because now the 2 defenders from that side were coming back. The 2 defenders on the other side are waiting. So it's almost 4 against 4 in that central area. And then good decisions are needed to come to a final situation. So, and another way of combination we have here. Now we can see 2 players in the center, blue, against 1 defender, and another couple of attacker and defender on each side. So the situation starts 2 on 1 inside 9-meter area. Pass or dribble the ball. So now when those players move over the center line, the 2 attackers in front, in the wing position, they will start. So finally, it's a 4 against 3 situation. So you see wing player on each side. First of all, they open the area. And now it's 4 against 3. And then make a decision as a defender whether to go for help, and as an attacker, move inside, or if the defense is going for help, go outside, and then you are free to receive the ball. Huh? So altogether, it's a 4 against 3 situation we can see here. And in this moment, players must really make a good decision. So this was not a good decision because, as you can see, finally, the player who was running in from the wing, she was not free. So this player with number 2, she should have continued to move to the goal. So now ball is on the left side, coming now, and you can see very nice defending against the incoming wing. So pass is not possible. Now this player should move straight to that area, and the other should move to the side too. Then we have a 2-on-1 on that side. But this pass, almost not possible because the defense is aware, and she can try to, she can intercept the pass. And you will see it, attack, no success for attack. In the next variation, you will see that she can do it better. Once again, now running free, and now go, 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 go. Draw the defense and then pass. And this is the way we want it. So the ball was in the center position. She could move now, and she had to move because 4 against 3. She's the one who is free now. Now receiving the ball and bouncing. And if no defender is coming, she must go. Now the defense must make a decision to stop her and then make the proper decision, find the free player in the wing. And this is the way of decision making we want to work out in such type of drills. Okay, now another drill, nice one for the goalkeeper here and for the players in attack too. So you can see the starting situation here. It's yellow in attack or in the attacker position to that goal, and blue in the defender position to that goal. Coach is in possession of the ball, and the 2 players here start with a small fight. They try to clap the knee of the opponent. And from that very dynamic situation, the position changes. By the time the ball is given to the goalkeeper, the player in attack, the blue one, new attack now, former defense, starts for the fast break, and the goalkeeper must give the long distance pass. But still, retreat movement is given from the former player in attack. Now, run free again, come. Receive the ball and try to break through. It's a full one-on-one situation till the end. So here they fight, and then a long pass is coming and defense running back. Very nice. Okay, now we have the same in a 2-on-2 situation, or 3-on-3, with a different move from the players here. And now decision of the goalkeeper is needed once again. So as you can see in the starting, the players are now yellow in defense, blue in attack position, moving forward, backward, and clap in the air. Now the ball is given from the coach to the goalkeeper, and the fast break starts now. So wing on one side, wing on the other side, and one player available for a short distance pass. So goalkeeper must make a decision, long or short pass. And if they go for this, now it's a 3-on-3 fast break situation. And this was a very clever decision from the player here, because she's receiving the ball. She's in a one-on-one situation with her defender. But now you can see wing player is running in and defender is following her. So the left side of the court is free, but the center area is covered. So now bounce, use the high speed, go around the player in defense with a big distance, and finally score. Very easy to score in that situation. So once again, start coming now. Pass here, pass there, and pass back. Nicely finalized. Okay, so once again, goalkeeper make a decision, running free and coming back. This is the way. Okay. Now, a very nice drill and very demanding too. It's a 2-on-2 situation constantly. So I like it very much because there are so many aspects we need in our game. So it starts here with the 2 yellow players. With the 2 yellow players that are constantly playing. These are the 2 on one and on the other side. They, when the ball is with the goalkeeper and the 2 wing players start, have to try to cut the way of the attackers in the wing position who go for the first wave. But they stop when attackers are crossing the center line. In that moment, they lay down on the center line on both sides. Attack, now simple crossing and finalizing the attack. This is the moment now the 2 yellow players stand up and go for fast break to the goal on the other side. And the 2 players in blue immediately had to run back and try to cover that 2 against 1 or 2 against 2 situation. Next group is starting immediately. So once again, lay down on the center line, simple crossing, and now first running back, and second, after shooting, running back too. So it depends a little bit on the timing, whether the situation when those players are standing up now is a 2-on-1 or a 2-on-2. And from the movement of the defense, you see, defense is on that side, on the left side. Now the pass must come to the player on the right side because this is the one who is free. But this is a wrong decision. And immediately start again. Long distance pass, simple crossing, running back immediately, bring the ball into the game, and shoot. That's it. And the next group starting again. So you need 5 or maximum 6 repetitions for the 2 players in yellow. After this, you have to give them rest and exchange. Okay, so you could see how fast break drills in combination with retreat are to be organized, because in all those situations, we had an active defense that had to go back and cover the long distance pass or the transportation over the court. And this helps us in our training because it's not only attack, but it's attack and defense training. And from this we can save a lot of time and make it more interesting for the players. Okay, end of the presentation. Let's see the chat. And let's see whether there are some questions. Okay, starting at the beginning. Okay, what kind of players should be preferred? Sorry, this is a question which is a little bit easy to answer. For fast break, please use very quick players. But it's not only to be quick in running, as you remember from our yesterday's presentation, it's to be quick in observation and anticipation, because the earlier the players start, then they have more, they are in advance, they have an advantage against the defense. So because the other team, they have quick players for the retreat movement too, the speed of the players is not the most important, but the specific agility, which is the cognitive component. Should they have any specific left-handed, short or tall, or while first break, what should be the goalkeeper do? Are there any specific for them to do? First of all, you saw some exercises now. I think this is no problem. And your question is, sorry, from almost 9 some drills, so you should be satisfied with that. If we have left-handed players on the right side in attack, it's always better, but sometimes we suffer from left-handed players. We don't have enough of them, so that's no problem. Please explain the drills and type of diagrams with attackers and defenders. Sorry, you had the video, and I think videos are much more useful, because in the video you can see step by step how they move in diagrams, especially if it is getting more complex, it's not so easy. How much chances for goalkeepers to save the fast break? This is goalkeeper training, not today our topic. If in second wave our team has numerical advantage, then 1 or 2 unguarded attacker will be able to execute the goal shot from manager's position. So what needs to be done by the other attackers in that condition? The strategy, the basic strategy, must always be reduce the complexity of the situation. So for instance, if you are in numerical advantage in second wave, let's say 4 against 3, then reduce this situation to 3 against 2. Reduce that situation 2 against 1. And reduce that situation 1 against 0, 1 against goalkeeper only. So this is the thing. If the player with the ball is going with high speed to opponent's goal, just remember, then he would be the most dangerous player on the court. The defense must come. And if the defense is coming, that's perfect, because then I pass the ball. Next is doing the same. Next is doing the same. And finally, we find the free player. That's why I don't like so much passing in the fast break, because to give the ball away in a moment when I am free is not useful. I pass the ball to somebody else who might be under pressure. In that moment, it's better to go. And if defense is coming, then I pass. Any special direction for goalkeeper to give the fast break? No. Direction to give the fast break or to retreat to this connection? Sorry, I don't understand that question properly. Why should the implementation required of the certain fundamental abilities? What should be the implementation required? Basic requirements for fast break: dribble with high speed, passing with high speed, all that with observation of the court, and easy and simple decisions can be made. What should be preferred? Either it is dribbling or passing. As I said before, there's no preference. Both options are possible depending on the situations. If the players are able to work out both, they can make a decision. At the same time, for fast break and retreat, yes. As you could see, I think it's obvious to see how we connect this. Okay, thank you very much for your questions. Please, Mr. Mohinder, can you take over?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Klaus. So this was really a very, very interesting and very useful topic delivered by you. You have explained through this videography, and you have told the duties of the players, which paths they have to use. You have described phases, how many waves are there. So duties of the players, return phase. Then you have explained the choose of right path by the attacking players. They have to come to the center area, and how they have to save, how have to avoid the line cut. You have to be away 2 or 3 steps. I think it is a very, very good for our coaches to know that not stay near to the 6 meter line. There is a chance of line cut. So we will understand it and we will implement during our training. So thank you very much, Mr. Klaus. Really, once again.
Thank you.
Have a good
My
day.
pleasure. Maybe we'll see us tomorrow, huh?
Yes.
For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye.
So, dear coaches, क्लाउस फेल्डमैन ने जो टॉपिक लिया था वो बहुत ही इफेक्टिव है और बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से उन्होंने 3 चैप्टर में बांटा है. सो आई विल नॉट डिस्कस मच इन हिंदी. सो आई रिक्वेस्ट मिस्टर सीपी सिंह टू डिस्क्राइब, टू एवल्यूएट and to explain in Hindi for our coaches and participants. So over to Mr. CP Singh. आवाज नहीं आ रही. मैं तो बंद कर दी.
आगे अपने को बंद करना. हेलो हेलो आ रही है? स्पीकर को बंद कर देना. नहीं, मैंने ये हटा दिया रिमोट. सो फ्रेंड्स, आज का जो मिस्टर क्लोज का टॉपिक था, इट वाज ऑन फास्ट ब्रेक एंड ही हैज एक्सप्लेन्ड एवरी एस्पेक्ट. जो इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर्स हैं फास्ट ब्रेक के उन्होंने एक्सप्लेन किया. मैं आपको सिर्फ ब्रीफ हिंदी में जो खास बात है उनकी वो बताने की कोशिश करूंगा. सबसे पहले तो फास्ट ब्रेक हैंडबॉल में एक सबसे इजी और फास्ट तरीका है स्कोरिंग पोजीशन पे जाने के लिए. फास्ट ब्रेक यूजुअली हम बोलते हैं जब बॉल और प्लेयर दोनों अपने एरिया से, अपनी 9 मीटर से क्रॉस करके ओपोनेंट्स के गोल के सामने जाके गोल मारने की जो स्थिति में होते हैं उसको हम फास्ट ब्रेक बोलते हैं. तो जैसे उन्होंने स्टार्टिंग में कहा था कि ये कल वाले टॉपिक से रिलेटेड है, एजिलिटी है. कल उन्होंने एम्फेसाइज किया था स्पीड के ऊपर, स्पीड एंड हाउ क्विकली यू चेंज योर पोजीशन. एंड एक कोग्निटिव वर्ड यूज किया था. कोग्निटिव का मतलब है कि आप उस सिचुएशन के हिसाब से कैसे आप डिसीजन लेंगे, कैसे रिसीव करते हैं इंफॉर्मेशन, और उसके बाद वो सिचुएशन को एनालाइज करके आप अपना डिसीजन और अपनी मूवमेंट्स करते हैं. तो फास्ट ब्रेक में ये नाम से शब्द फास्ट मीन्स तेज. जो भी हमने एक्शंस करने हैं, मूवमेंट्स करनी है, वो क्विकली करनी है विदाउट गिविंग मच टाइम. तो उन्होंने सबसे पहला जो स्टार्ट किया था कि 4 सिचुएशन बताई थी कहाँ से और कैसे हमने काउंटर अटैक या फास्ट ब्रेक को स्टार्ट करना है. एरिया डिवाइड किया था. सबसे पहला एरिया था, उसमें रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी गोलकीपर की. जब अटैकिंग टीम थ्रोन गोल करती है और डिफेंस गोलकीपर जो उस बॉल को डिफेंड करेगा तो इमीडिएटली वो बॉल को कलेक्ट करेगा, कंट्रोल करता है. तो उसके जो टीम में मेट्स हैं, स्पेशली विंग प्लेयर्स और जो एडवांस में जो आपका डिफेंसिव प्लेयर है वो रनिंग करते हैं. तो पहली सिचुएशन ये कि गोलकीपर गोल को डिफेंड करेगा और उसके बाद बॉल को कलेक्ट करके अपने टीममेट्स को पास देगा. सो सेकंड, इसी में सेकंड था कि कई बार बॉल गोलकीपर से डिफेंड होके या आपकी गोल लाइन से बाहर की तरफ जाएगी तो वहां से गोलकीपर बॉल लेने के लिए बाहर जाता है. बट इसमें थोड़ा पहली और इस सिचुएशन में थोड़ा सा अंतर ये है, पहले बॉल गोल के अंदर ही है, गोलकीपर के पास है, उसका डिफेंसिव एक्शन ऐसा हुआ कि बॉल मिनिमम टाइम में वो उसको रिकलेक्ट करेगा, बट जब बॉल बाहर चली जाएगी तो गोलकीपर को बाहर बॉल देने के लिए जाना पड़ेगा। थोड़ा सा इसमें टाइम लग सकता है, और वो डिसाइड करेगा आपका कि वेदर यू विल गो फॉर द फर्स्ट वे और द सेकंड वे। थर्ड जो सेकंड जो उन्होंने सिचुएशन बताई थी वो 9 मीटर के पास से होता है, जब वहां पे आपका वायलेशन होगा अपोनेंट टीम का, कोई फाउल होता है, तो एक एरिया वहां से वो है। थर्ड एरिया जो बताया था कि आप विंग से उसमें बॉल को इंटरसेप्ट करते हैं वहां पे 9 मीटर के आसपास या इनसाइड में, तब पॉसिबिलिटी आपको काउंटर अटैक इनिशिएट करने की या फास्ट ब्रेक को वहां से चलाने की। और समटाइम हमारा ऑफेंसिव डिफेंसिव भी होता है, जो मैन टू मैन कई बार हम कर लेते हैं अपने नियर, उसके बाद प्रेशराइज करते हैं, फोर्स करते हैं अटैकिंग टीम को मिस्टेक्स करने के लिए। तो ये 4 एरिया स्पेसिफिक एरिया बताए थे उन्होंने, कैसे हम बॉल को पोजीशन गेन करेंगे और कैसे काउंटर अटैक को वहां पे इनिशिएट करेंगे। अब फास्ट ब्रेक जो इनिशिएट होगा उसके बॉल हमारे पास आएगी, तब उसका क्या नंबर 1 हो सकता है, गोलकीपर बॉल को डिफेंड करे। नंबर 2, बॉल क्रॉस ओवर द गोल लाइन। नंबर 3 है जब बॉल आपको इंटरसेप्ट आप करते हैं, जब उनकी रॉन्ग पासिस की वजह से। नेक्स्ट स्टेप हो जाता है जब अटैकिंग टीम कोई वायलेशन करती है, फॉर एग्जांपल चार्जिंग वगैरह करेगी या 6 मीटर की कटिंग करती है, तो उस केस में जब बॉल पोजीशन हमारे पास आएगा तो देन वी स्टार्ट द काउंटर अटैक। तो अब सेकंड जो उन्होंने उस चीज को बताया था, फेजेस बताए हैं उन्होंने उसमें, सिंपल तरीके से उन्होंने बताया कि फर्स्ट वेव, सेकंड वेव, थर्ड वेव। अब ये जो फर्स्ट वेव क्या है, जो फर्स्ट वेव हम जिसको हम यूजुअली बोलते हैं कि जब आप काउंटर अटैक स्टार्ट करते हैं, तो उसमें आपके जो प्लेयर इमीडिएटली, गोलकीपर है या आपका कोर्ट प्लेयर हुएवर नियर द बॉल, बॉल को उठा के थ्रो करता है, जो प्लेयर रनिंग कर रहा है अटैकिंग गोल पोस्ट की तरफ, तो उसके सामने कोई डिफेंसिव प्लेयर नहीं है, कोई हिंड्रेंस नहीं है, कोई बाधा नहीं है, तो उसको हम फर्स्ट वे बोलते हैं। बॉल और प्लेयर के सामने कोई डिफेंसिव प्लेयर वहां पे उसको बाधित करने के लिए नहीं है, उसको डिस्टर्ब करने के लिए नहीं है, उसको हम फर्स्ट वे बोलते हैं। तो दूसरे उसमें क्या है कि आपका ये गोलकीपर भी इसको इनिशिएट करेगा, या जहाँ पे फाउल हुआ है, कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि हमेशा ही गोलकीपर इसको को इनिशिएट करता है। एनी ऑफ द कोर्ट प्लेयर, एनी ऑफ योर टीममेट्स जो भी उसके फाउल की जगह के नजदीक है, या वहाँ पे उसको इमीडिएटली गेम को स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं। तो सेकंड वेव में उन्होंने क्या किया कि हम पहली वाली सिचुएशन में नहीं है कि हमें डायरेक्ट पास देना है, लॉन्ग पास करना है, बट हमारा जो सेकंड वेव में क्या होगा कि जहाँ पे फाउल हुआ, हमारे विंग प्लेयर्स रनिंग करके जाते हैं, या जो भी प्लेयर फ्री होगा वो रनिंग करके जाएगा, तो वहां पर उसको इमीडिएटली हम डायरेक्ट पास नहीं दे पा रहे हैं, या उसके सामने कोई डिफेंसिव प्लेयर है, बट वो एक एडवांटेजेस सिचुएशन में है, तो गोलकीपर दूसरे प्लेयर को उठा के दूसरे प्लेयर को पास स्टार्ट करता है जो सेंटर लाइन के पास है, बट उनके सामने कोई ना कोई डिफेंसिव प्लेयर है, या उनके साथ में कोई ना कोई डिफेंसिव प्लेयर है, तो उस केस को हम बोलते हैं सेकंड वेव। वहां पर पॉसिबिलिटीज बनती हैं मोर नंबर ऑफ पासिस की। तो जहां एक या दो से ज्यादा मींस मोर 3 और 4 प्लेयर्स होंगे, और वो जो प्लेयर पास लेके उसको गेम को स्टार्ट करते हैं वहां पे, तो वहां उसको हम बोलते हैं सेकंड वेव, क्योंकि सिर्फ एक डिफरेंस है, दैट डिफरेंस इज उनके सामने वहां पे बाधा है, कोई ना कोई डिफेंसिव प्लेयर वहां पर है। तो थर्ड वेव जो इन्होंने बताया, जिसको हम एक्सटेंडेड फास्ट ब्रेक बोलते हैं, वो सिंपल है। इन दोनों पॉसिबिलिटीज में अटैकिंग प्लेयर जब काउंटर अटैक में जाते हैं, तो वहां पे उनके सामने डिफेंसिव प्लेयर हैं, बट वो उस मूवमेंट से 2 और 3 पासिस से उस अटैक को कंक्लूड नहीं कर पाते हैं, गोल नहीं कर पाते हैं। उनके सामने मोर नंबर ऑफ डिफेंसिव प्लेयर्स हैं, मोर नंबर ऑफ अटैकिंग प्लेयर्स हैं, बट वहां पे क्या है कि जो भी प्लेयर्स हैं वो अपनी अपनी बेसिक पोजीशंस के ऊपर नहीं है, जिसको हम बोलते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल फेज। और उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल फेज में क्या करेंगे, अटैकिंग प्लेयर भी जो जहाँ पे खेलता है, फॉर एग्जांपल बैक प्लेयर अपनी जगह नहीं है, विंग प्लेयर अपनी जगह नहीं है, उनका कोई डिफेंसिव सिस्टम ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं हुआ, तो वहां पे वाइल अप्रोचिंग टुवर्ड्स द ओपोनेंट्स गोल पोस्ट, वो जो प्लेयर आपस में बॉल पास भी करते हैं, रनिंग भी करते हैं और अपनी अपनी जगह पे जाने की कोशिश करते हैं, मीन्स ऑर्गेनाइज द सिस्टम। और इन दैट केस अगर उनको लगता है कि कोई ना कोई प्लेयर, फॉर एग्जांपल विंग प्लेयर है या पीपी प्लेयर है, वो किसी एडवांटेजेस पोजीशन में है और इमीडिएटली उनको पास करते हैं, तो उसको ही हैज गिवन द एक्सटेंडेड फास्ट ब्रेक या थर्ड फेज ऑफ द अटैक, थर्ड फेज ऑफ द वेव, या उस तो थर्ड वेव जिसके नाम से उसको दिया गया है। तो इन तीनों में एक डिफरेंस सिर्फ यही है, फर्स्ट वेव में आपके सामने कोई प्लेयर नहीं है जो आपको डिस्टर्ब कर सकते, मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ में भी 1 पास और 2 पास से आप उसको कंक्लूड करेंगे। सेकंड वेव में मे बी मोर नंबर ऑफ पासिस, मे बी मोर नंबर ऑफ प्लेयर्स इन्वॉल्वमेंट और आपके सामने डिफेंसिव प्लेयर हैं। थर्ड एक्सटेंडेड फास्ट ब्रेक में क्लियर चांस नहीं है इमीडिएटली 2-3 पासेस में गोल करने के लिए, बट अटैकिंग प्लेयर्स दे आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द ओपोनेंट्स गोल पोस्ट। डिफेंसिव प्लेयर हैं वो अपनी अपनी पोजीशन ऑक्यूपाई करने की कोशिश करें और इसी दौरान प्लेयर्स पासिंग करते हैं और रन फ्री भी करते हैं और लगता है कि कोई टीममेट उनका फ्री है, उनको पास देके उनके गोल मारने की वो वहाँ पे कोशिश करेंगे। अब फर्स्ट वेव जो है वो आपका इंटरसेप्शन पे से एक एग्जांपल मैं आपको देता हूँ। सपोज द बैक पेस दे आर पासिंग द बॉल और प्लेयर जो है इंटरसेप्ट करके सेल्फ ड्रिबलिंग करके ओपोनेंट्स के सेंटर लाइन को क्रॉस करके ओपोनेंट्स के गोल पोस्ट के सामने गया, उन्होंने वहाँ पे गोल मारा, तो ये एक एग्जांपल है फर्स्ट वेव का। तो फर्स्ट वेव ने कहा कि 1-0 भी हो सकता है, 2-0 भी हो सकता है। 0 का मतलब है उनके सामने कोई डिफेंसिव प्ले नहीं है। सेकंड वे में उन्होंने कहा कि 3 उसमें पासिस ज्यादा हो जाएंगे, 3-4 है, 4 नंबर, ये हमारे जो कॉम्बिनेशन होते हैं सामने कितने डिफेंसिव प्लेयर हैं कितने ऑफेंसिव प्लेयर हैं, उसके हिसाब से हम उन चीजों को वहाँ पे करने की कोशिश करते हैं। उसके बाद फिर उन्होंने बताया कि रूल्स बताए गए हैं। रूल्स मीन्स जिस प्लेयर के पास है उसको क्या करना चाहिए और जिन प्लेयर के पास बॉल नहीं है उनको क्या करना चाहिए। सबसे पहले तो ड्रिबलिंग और पासिंग, जिस प्लेयर को बॉल मिलेगा, अगर हम इसको काउंटर अटैक्स या फास्ट ब्रेक के पेजेस देखें तो जो हम बताते हैं उसमें देर आर 7 पेजेस। फर्स्ट क्या कि बॉल को कलेक्ट करना, विच इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। उसके बाद जो प्लेयर काउंटर अटैक के लिए रनिंग करके जाएंगे वो कितना क्विकली टेक ऑफ देते हैं, मीन स्टार्ट करेंगे। उसके बाद स्टार्ट लेने के बाद हाउ क्विकली ही एक्सेलरेट ही स्पीड, वो कितनी जल्दी उस स्पीड को एक्सेलरेट करता है ताकि डिफेंसिव प्लेयर को सरपास करेगा। फोर्थ स्टेप में जो पासिंग प्लेयर है, गोलकीपर है, वो एनालाइज करता है, प्रिपेयर करता है थ्रो को और रनिंग डायरेक्शन, प्लेयर की स्पीड, उसकी पोजीशन, डिफेंसिव प्लेयर की पोजीशंस को देख के उसको पास करेगा कि उसको पैरेलल पास करना है या वहां पे लोड पास करना है। तो ये उसके बाद नेक्स्ट स्टेप जो इन्होंने बताया कि ड्रिबलिंग एंड पासिंग, इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू रिसीव व्हाइल रनिंग, क्योंकि आप सामने रनिंग कर रहे हैं, आपको पीछे मुड़ के देखना है, आपकी स्पीड है और बॉल को रिसीव करना, ये काउंटर अटैक का थोड़ा सा एक डिफिकल्ट फेज आता है जहाँ पे, और अगर वहाँ पे आपको बॉल थोड़ा हाइट पे थोड़ा नी लेवल के ऊपर आएगी या आगे पीछे आएगी तो थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है बॉल को रिसीव करने में। रिसेप्शन के बाद नाउ दिस इज द फर्स्ट रूल कि आपको पास करना है या ड्रिबलिंग करना है। तो उसने एक वर्ड यूज किया था लास्ट टाइम में भी कि टूल्स, जो इंडिविजुअल को उन्होंने बड़ा बताया था, टूल्स का मतलब है वेरिएशंस ऑफ पासिंग, ड्रिबलिंग, किस प्लेयर को कहाँ पे कितना और आपको पास करना है या नहीं करना है, ड्रिबल करनी है या नहीं करनी है, दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर पोजीशंस और आपके सामने जो डिफेंसिव प्लेयर हैं उनकी पोजीशंस के ऊपर डिफेंड करेंगे। तो आपको सिचुएशन के हिसाब से वहाँ पे डिसीजन करना है। और सेकंड जो रूल है काउंटर अटैक का, जैसे फास्ट का मतलब आपको टिल द एंड, जब तक आप उसको कंक्लूड नहीं कर पाते हैं या आप पास नहीं देते तो आपको अपनी स्पीड को स्लो नहीं करना है, उसी स्पीड के ऊपर एक्सेलरेशन के बाद जो आप स्पीड आएगी आपकी तो उतना ही स्पीड को मेंटेन करना। अगर आप स्लो करेंगे तो डिफेंसिव प्लेयर हमारे पास वहाँ पे पोजीशन में आने की पॉसिबिलिटीज वहाँ पे रहेगी। और दूसरा क्या कि आपने डिफेंस के नजदीक नहीं जाना, डिफेंस को आपने दूर रहना है, क्योंकि जब डिफेंस आपके पास आ जाएगा तो वहाँ पे पॉसिबिलिटीज आपके लिमिटेड एक्शंस हो जाएंगे जिससे कि आपको थ्रो गोल करने में प्रॉब्लम होने की संभावना है। तो ये बॉल के साथ जो प्लेयर है उसके बारे में उन्होंने बताया कि ये चीजें आपको करनी चाहिए। और सबसे जो इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर है इसमें, आपने इफ यू आर फ्री अलोन, बॉल आपके साथ है, आपके सामने सिर्फ गोलकीपर है, तो आपको जो गोल मारने का जो डिसीजन है, कौन सी टेक्निक कहाँ पे किस कॉर्नर में मारना है, वो आपको 9 मीटर के पास से ये डिसाइड कर लेना चाहिए। क्योंकि आपके सामने गोलकीपर है, उसकी भी एक टैक्टिक्स है कि वो एडवांस आके आपके एंगल को नैरो करने की कोशिश करेगा। तो कई बार उसमें हमसे मिस्टेक हो जाती है या वायलेशन हो जाती है अगर हम नजदीक 6 मीटर पे जाके। तो ये एक कैटेगरिकली अंडरलाइन उन्होंने किया है कि आपको जो डिसीजन है वो यू मस्ट डिसाइड बिफोर द 9 मीटर। विदाउट बॉल, जिस प्लेयर के पास बॉल नहीं है उस प्लेयर के बारे में भी उन्होंने कुछ कंडीशंस बताई हैं जो उसको करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि ये फास्ट ब्रेक है, इट इज पार्ट ऑफ अवर टीम टैक्टिक्स। टीम टैक्टिक्स इसलिए बोलते हैं कि इसमें फिक्स नंबर ऑफ प्लेयर्स नहीं है कि हाउ मेनी प्लेयर्स विल रन, यू कैन नॉट डिसाइड। आप अपने आप से डिसाइड नहीं कर सकते हैं, वो सिचुएशंस के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा। कई बार हम एक प्लेयर भागेगा, कई बार दो भागेंगे, कौन भागेगा ये भी हम प्री फिक्स नहीं कर सकते हैं, प्री डिसाइड नहीं कर सकते। इट्स ऑल डिपेंड अपॉन द सिचुएशन, इसीलिए हम इसको ऑफेंसिव टीम टैक्टिक्स में रखते हैं काउंटर अटैक को। तो वहाँ पे जो प्लेयर रन फ्री जो हैं विदाउट बॉल, उनके लिए भी उन्होंने बताया कि आपको ऐसी सिचुएशन में होना चाहिए, रन फ्री करना चाहिए जहां आपको बॉल इजीली मिल सके। आपको जो आपका डिफेंसिव प्लेयर है, ओपोनेंट प्लेयर है, उसके शैडो में नहीं रहना चाहिए। शैडो नहीं कि मतलब कि उसके साथ साथ रनिंग नहीं करनी चाहिए। यहाँ पे अब आपको देखना है कि आपके डायरेक्शंस आप चेंज कर सकते हैं। आपकी रनिंग कई बार स्लो करके फिर आप उसको फास्ट कर सकते हैं। आपको उसके शैडो में नहीं रहना। अगर आप शैडो में रहेंगे तो पॉसिबिलिटी है आपके बॉल, अगर आपका टीममेट पास करेगा जिसके पास बॉल है, तो पॉसिबिलिटी है इंटरसेप्शन होने के बॉल की। जो काउंटर अटैक आपने करना था वो हो सकता है कि आपकी गलती की वजह से वो ओपोनेंट उस टीम पे ऊपर कर ले। दूसरा कि हमें स्पेस को खोलना चाहिए। यहाँ पे कई बार क्या करते हैं कि जिस प्लेयर के पास बॉल नहीं है और जो जिस प्लेयर के पास बॉल है, सभी कोशिश करते हैं दे ट्राई टू कम इन फ्रंट ऑफ द गोल पोस्ट। नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। कोशिश होनी चाहिए जिस प्लेयर के पास बॉल है उसको गोल पोस्ट के सामने या सेंटर एरिया में खेलना चाहिए, और जिसके पास बॉल नहीं है उनके साथ डिफेंसिव प्लेयर है तो उनको साइड लाइन की तरफ निकलना चाहिए ताकि उस प्लेयर के लिए स्पेस हम क्रिएट कर सकें जिस प्लेयर के पास बॉल है। लास्ट में कि 6 मीटर लाइन के ऊपर नहीं खड़ा होना चाहिए। ये जो पहला पॉइंट उन्होंने कहा था कि 9 मिनट से पहले डिसाइड करना है, ये रूल उस प्लेयर के ऊपर भी लागू होगा जो प्लेयर के पास बॉल नहीं है, दे आर वेटिंग फॉर द बॉल। एग्जैक्टली 6 मीटर के ऊपर नहीं खड़ा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि बॉल मिल गया तो आपको स्टेप लेने हैं, अप्रोच लेना है, 1 स्टेप है, 2 स्टेप है। तो उसी चक्कर में कई बार क्या होता है, वहाँ पे फिर मिस्टेक्स होती हैं, वायलेशन हो जाता है, कटिंग हो जाता है। तो ये इसीलिए इसको बोला जाता है इट्स ए टीम टैक्टिक्स, इट्स नॉट ए ग्रुप और व्हाट एवर इट इज देयर। तो दीज आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर्स जो उन्होंने उसके लिए बताए। लास्ट में सिर्फ उसने एग्जांपल्स भी दिए हैं, बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स दिए हैं पासिंग के लिए। उसमें रनिंग कैसे करना है, हाउ टू रन वाइल रिसीविंग, आपका पोस्चर कैसा होना चाहिए, आपका रिसेप्शन के लिए हाथ आपको एक्सटेंड कब करनी चाहिए, वो सारा उन्होंने आपको थ्रू ड्रिल समझाने की कोशिश करनी है। उसका सेकंड पार्ट था रिट्रीट। रिट्रीट का मतलब जिसको हम सिंपली बोलते हैं कि आप लूजिंग द बॉल पोजीशन, फॉल बैक कैसे करना है। ये 3 फेजेस हैं, जैसे आपके अटैक के 4 फेजेस हैं वैसे ही इसके 3 फेजेस हैं, सॉरी 4 फेजेस हैं डिफेंस के। जब तक ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं होता तो ये 3 स्टेप्स उसने बताने की कोशिश की है। सबसे पहले कि कवर करना है, सबसे पहला इंपॉर्टेंट है। अगर आपकी बॉल पोजीशन लूज होती है तो वहां पे हमें कोशिश करना चाहिए कि उस काउंटर अटैक को डिले करा दें। डिले इन द सेंस जिस प्लेयर के पास बॉल है वहां जाके हमें पोजीशन लेना है, सो डायरेक्टली वो उसको डिसाइड करने में टाइम लगेगा, कंफ्यूजन होगा, लॉब डालूं या पैरल वो करूं। तो उसमें उस प्लेयर की ड्यूटी बनती है, या तो कई बार जो आपका जो बैक प्लेयर्स होते हैं या जो विंग प्लेयर वहां पे काउंटर डिफेंस के लिए नहीं भाग रहा है, तो उसकी ड्यूटी है कि गोलकीपर बॉल लेने के बाद एकदम से ऑब्जर्व करता है कि कौन सा प्लेयर फ्री है, किस डायरेक्शन में, किसको मुझे पास करना है, किसके सामने डिफेंसिव प्लेयर है। तो द गोलकीपर टेक सम टाइम। अगर हम उसके सामने डिफेंसिव प्लेयर सामने खड़े होकर उसको डिस्टर्ब करने की और कोशिश करेगा तो वहां पे क्या होगा, आपका जो काउंटर अटैक है वो डिले हो जाएगा। ये फर्स्ट स्टेप है जो रिट्रीट हमने उसको डिफेंस में करना है। दूसरा क्या, प्रेशराइज करना। प्रेशराइज जिस प्लेयर के पास बॉल है या जो प्लेयर रनिंग प्ले कर, उनको हमने प्रेशराइज करना है कि वो एकदम से अपनी मूवमेंट्स को नहीं करे। हम थोड़ा सा पास को डिले करा सकते हैं, उसकी रनिंग मूवमेंट्स को डिले करा सकते हैं। अगर फास्ट ब्रेक में ये दोनों चीजें हो जाएंगी तो फास्ट ब्रेक डिले फर्स्ट वेव या सेकंड वेव की जगह देन दे विल गो फॉर द एक्सटेंडेड फास्ट। थर्ड उन्होंने बता दें टैक्टिकल फाउल। देयर वाज ए क्वेश्चन भी था कि वो टैक्टिकल फाउल क्या होता है। टैक्टिकल फाउल क्या होता है कि आप विसल बज गई, वायलेशन हो गया है, तो आप ऐसे बॉल को थोड़ा सा जो एग्जैक्ट पोजीशन है जहाँ से लेना वहां से थोड़ा सा आप नोइंगली रख सकते हैं, जिससे कि डिले हो जाएगा। एक वो टेक्निकल फाउल है, बट ये भी ध्यान में रखना कि उस टेक्निकल फाउल को रेफरी एनालाइज ना कर पाएगा। और बॉल को आपने जिस प्लेयर ने पास करना है उससे हमने दूर रखना है। ये आपका फर्स्ट जो फेज है रिट्रीट का, उसका एम सिर्फ ये है कि हमने काउंटर अटैक को डिले करना है किसी भी तरीके से, चाहे टैक्टिकल फाउल करना है, या प्रेशर प्लेयर को प्रेशराइज करना है, या जो इनिशिएट कर रहा है उसके आगे आके हमने विद इन द रूल उसके व्यूज को डिस्टर्ब करना है, उसके पासिंग मूवमेंट को डिस्टर्ब करना है। तो सेकंड फेज था वो आपका है सेकंड वेव। सेकंड वेव मींस कि जो 2-3 प्लेयर भागेंगे फिर वो आपस में पास करेंगे, तो वहां पे मैन टू मैन हम ले लेंगे। जब आप जितने अटैकिंग प्लेयर जाएंगे उतने ही आपको डिफेंसिव प्लेयर पॉसिबिलिटी होती है। तो वह मैन टू मैन हर एक प्लेयर के साथ दूसरा डिफेंसिव प्लेयर होगा। उनका एम सिर्फ ये होगा उनकी रनिंग मूवमेंट्स को थोड़ा कंट्रोल करना, उनके आपस के पासेस को डिस्टर्ब करना। इसमें दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट जो पॉइंट उन्होंने बताया है कि वो सेंटर कोर्ट जो गोल पोस्ट के सामने जो है वहां से हमने प्लेयर को डिफेंसिव प्लेयर को अटैकिंग प्लेयर को दूर रखना है, ताकि वहां पे उनकी मूवमेंट्स ज्यादा ना हो। थर्ड क्या होगा कि बॉल पासिंग करने के लिए विंग या बैक प्लेयर्स को उनको लॉन्ग पासिस करेंगे, हमने उनको फोर्स करना मिस्टेक्स करने के लिए, लॉन्ग पासिस करने के लिए, क्योंकि जब वो फास्ट ब्रेक में जाते हैं तो उनका एम होगा जल्दी से जल्दी उसको अटैक को कंक्लूड करेंगे, फिनिश करेंगे। और जो भी कोई प्लेयर होगा उसको फ्री होगा उसको लॉन्ग पासिस देने की कोशिश करेंगे या डिफरेंट टाइप हो, तो वहाँ कहीं ना कहीं उनसे मिस्टेक होगा और दे विल लूज द बॉल पोजीशन। और जो थर्ड था उसमें एक्सटेंडेड जो फास्ट ब्रेक है उसमें क्या होगा कि जो प्लेयर हैं मैन टू मैन से वो जोन की डिफेंस की तरफ शिफ्टिंग होंगे। जोन डिफेंस मीन्स जो उनकी बेसिक पोजीशंस है, जिस भी डिफेंसिव सिस्टम से वो खेल रहे हैं, आइदर इट इज 5-1 या 6-0 और व्हाटएवर इट इज देयर, तो उसको एडॉप्ट करने की कोशिश करेंगे और वो डिफरेंट पोजीशंस पे खेलने की भी कोशिश करेंगे, बट वहां से फिर वो अपने जो बेसिक पोजीशन पे आने की वहां पे ट्राई करते हैं। तो इसमें आज के फास्ट ब्रेक में यूजुअली यही बताया गया कि फेजेस ऑफ द काउंटर अटैक क्या क्या है, फर्स्ट वेव, सेकंड वेव, थर्ड वेव, उसके बाद ड्यूटीज हैं, विद बॉल प्लेयर्स के क्या प्राइमरी ड्यूटी है, विदाउट बॉल उसके जो टीममेट्स हैं उनके क्या है, और उसके बाद आप बॉल पोजीशन लूज करते हैं तो हमें फॉल बैक कैसे करना है, डिफेंस में रिट्रीट कैसे करना है, उसके बारे में बताया गया है। बट यहाँ पे मैं एक चीज और ऐड करना चाहूंगा, तो जो सक्सेस है इसकी काउंटर अटैक की, वो आपकी डिपेंड करेगी आपका टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टीज कितनी है प्लेयर्स की, क्योंकि ये है एक हाईली डिमांडिंग कोऑर्डिनेटिव मूवमेंट है, कोऑर्डिनेशन बिटवीन द गोलकीपर एंड द कोर्ट प्लेयर्स। अब जब गोलकीपर सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल के लिए अगर गोलकीपर ने गोल को डिफेंड किया है तो ही इज नॉट श्योर कि मुझे इसी प्लेयर को बॉल पास करना है। यहाँ पे जब प्लेयर गोलकीपर बॉल कलेक्ट करता है, कलेक्शन के टाइम में उसको ऑब्जर्व करना है मूवमेंट्स की, कौन प्लेयर भाग रहा है, विंग प्लेयर भाग रहे हैं फ्री, उनकी डायरेक्शंस क्या है, उनकी स्पीड क्या है, और उनके सामने डिफेंसिव प्लेयर की डिस्टर्बेंस होने की पॉसिबिलिटीज क्या है। तो वहां पे ये एक टैक्टिकल और टेक्निकल, अब वहां पे लॉन्ग पास करना है, उसकी स्पीड और एंगल के हिसाब से उसको गोलकीपर को लॉन्ग पास वहां पे देना है, डिस्टेंस के हिसाब से पास करना है। तो सिर्फ और जैसे फोर्थ फेज में बताया गया कि आपको जब रनिंग कर रहे हैं, रनिंग के टाइम में हाउ टू रिसीव द बॉल व्हाइल रनिंग एंड मेंटेन द बॉडी बैलेंस, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट। काउंटर अटैक में ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है कि सिर्फ ये नहीं कि बॉल को ही कंट्रोल करना, हमने रनिंग करते हुए बॉल और बॉडी दोनों चीजों को कंट्रोल करके फिर फर्दर नेक्स्ट एक्शन करना है, आइदर टू ड्रिबल द बॉल और टू पास द बॉल और टू टेक द ऑन गोल। तो ये इसकी जो सक्सेस है काउंटर अटैक की, वो डिपेंड करती है आपकी फिजिकल प्रिपरेशन के ऊपर, टैक्टिकल प्रिपरेशन के ऊपर, आपकी एज ए टीम, एज ए ग्रुप, एज इंडिविजुअल, एंड द टेक्निकल प्रिपरेशन। और इसका एक सबसे बड़ा जो इफेक्ट है, not only this technical tactic, it's psychological effect on your team। अगर आप किसी काउंटर अटैक को सक्सेसफुली कंक्लूड करते हैं तो आपकी टीम की साइकोलॉजिकल जो है एक मोटिवेशन मिलता है, जिससे कि एक कॉन्फिडेंट, अगर वही चीज कंटिन्यूसली आप ओपोनेंट्स के ऊपर 3 या 4 काउंटर अटैक से गोल मारेंगे तो यू विल फाइंड दैट दूसरी टीम का मोरल थोड़ा सा डाउन हो जाता है, एंड उनकी जो स्ट्रेटजी है कहीं ना कहीं वो उस चीज के ऊपर अफेक्ट करेगी और आपकी टीम के प्लेयर्स का मोरल अप होगा, कॉन्फिडेंट होंगे, एक पॉजिटिव जो इफेक्ट आपकी टीम की परफॉर्मेंस के ऊपर होगा। सो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट दिस 2 days टॉपिक जो मिस्टर क्लोज ने आपको बताया। अदरवाइज भी ये इसको हम इस लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं कि इट इज ए टैक्टिकल वेपन ऑफ ए टीम। 2-3 दिन पहले क्वेश्चन था ना कि भाई यूरोप की टीम के प्लेयर्स टाल हैं तो उनके सामने इंडियन प्लेयर्स क्या खेलें, इसको हम प्रैक्टिस करवा के टैक्टिकल वेपन यूज कर सकते हैं। हमारे पास अगर टाल प्लेयर नहीं है तो बट उसके लिए टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टीज होनी चाहिए, आपकी टैक्टिकल होनी चाहिए, फिजिकल प्रिपरेशन भी आपका। बट एक चीज यहाँ पे अगर आपने ड्रिल्स में भी देखा होगा तो उन्होंने मैक्सिमम ड्रिल्स के एग्जांपल्स दिए हैं, ये हाईली डिमांडिंग फिजिकल रिक्वायरमेंट चाहिए, फिटनेस चाहिए। तो जब हम ये बच्चों में ये ड्रिल्स कराएं तो हमें लोडिंग फैक्टर को बहुत जरूरी काउंट करना है, कितनी रेपिटेशंस करवानी है, कितने डिस्टेंस करवाना है उनकी एज के हिसाब से। कई बार ये क्वेरी आती है सर काउंटर अटैक ट्रेनिंग कराते हैं तो बच्चे जल्दी थक जाते हैं, वो चीज़ आपको बहुत थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रख के लोडिंग फैक्टर को किस एज में और कब हमने कितनी रेपिटेशंस उसमें हमने करवानी है, ये थोड़ा सा मेरी तरफ से ये एक सजेशन है। तो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट 2 days, बट देयर वाज ए क्वेश्चन, मैं सॉरी एक क्वेश्चन लेता हूँ, उन्होंने मिस्टर क्लॉड ने उसका जवाब नहीं दिया शायद। एनी स्पेशल direction for the goalkeeper to give the fast break and to retreat in the connection its tactics of the goalkeeper? Yes, ये गोलकीपर का टैक्टिकल पार्ट है। काउंटर अटैक में जब आप इनिशिएट करते हैं तब उसकी पोजीशन उसको ऑब्जर्व करना है, कहाँ पे बॉल देना है, किस प्लेयर के पास बॉल देना है। कई बार गोलकीपर, मुझे याद है मिस्टर आईडी शर्मा कई बार वो करते थे कि एक प्लेयर का आवाज लगा के बट पास दूसरे को करते थे ताकि वो कंसंट्रेशन जो डिफेंसिव प्लेयर भाग रहा है वो दूसरे प्लेयर के फ्री हो जाए। तो ये आपका टेक्निकल पार्ट है, यू हैव टू वर्क ड्यूरिंग द प्रैक्टिस ऑन ऑल दिस इश्यूज। दूसरी डिफेंस में गोलकीपर का क्या है, जब आपकी टीम अटैक पर है तो वो एक टाइम होता है जब गोलकीपर 6 और 9 मीटर के बीच में आके अपनी पोजीशन लेता है, पूरे मैच को ऑब्जर्व करता है, और जब ओपोनेंट टीम काउंटर अटैक स्टार्ट करेगी, जो प्लेयर काउंटर अटैक के लिए आ रहे हैं, विंग पे आ रहे प्लेयर हैं या बीपी आ रहा है, तो गोलकीपर की थ्रो को भी एस्टिमेट करेगा वो। कई बार क्या करते हैं कुछ गोलकीपर बाहर आके बॉल को इंटरसेप्ट भी कर लेते हैं, डिफ्लेक्ट भी करते हैं बॉल को, या उनके पास इसको डिस्टर्ब करते हैं, बट दैट इज विद इन द रूल, रूल के हिसाब से ही उन चीजों को करना है। तो गोलकीपर प्ले ए वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, एंड दिस कम्स अंडर द टेक्टिकल यू कैन से tactics of the goalkeeper, how he takes his position, कि जब आपकी टीम अटैक करे तो उसको कहाँ पोजीशन लेना है, और जब आप रिट्रीट कर रहे हैं तो उस वक्त आपकी क्या पोजीशन होगी, और जब आप काउंटर अटैक इनिशिएट करेंगे तो वहाँ पे आपको क्या, कई बार हम दिखाते हैं गोलकीपर दिखाएगा कि लॉन्ग पास करना है, बट जब प्लेयर वहाँ पर वो एक शॉर्ट पास देके चेंज कर देता है इमीडिएटली। तो ये सारा एक ट्रेनिंग एस्पेक्ट है, ये इसीलिए इसको बोलते हैं कि ये हाईली कोऑर्डिनेशन चाहिए आपका गोलकीपर एंड द बोर्ड। I think I have done this. Thank you very much. And now over to Mr. Mandela.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, explaining in a nice manner in Hindi, and our colleagues have also listened and understood the explanation in Hindi of the Klaus Feldman's topic today. So, not taking much time. So I would like to say one thing which is very, very important, that he has told that initiating of fast break in a 4 ways, when the goalkeeper saves the ball, जब गोलकीपर बॉल को रोक लेता है, या बॉल गोल लाइन के बाहर चली जाती है, और जब बॉल साइड लाइन पे चली जाती है, या हम 9 मीटर और 6 मीटर के बीच में जब इंटरसेप्ट करते हैं, या फिर जो बॉल है वो विनिंग करते हैं हम 9 मीटर टू सेंटर में, विनिंग बैक द बॉल। तो हमारे कोचेस, जूनियर कोचेस भी, मैं उनको भी एडवाइस करूंगा कि मोस्टली एक्सरसाइज हम ट्रेनिंग में गोलकीपर से पास करवाते हैं, एक लेफ्ट साइड में हो गया, फिर उसके बाद हम साइड चेंज कर लेते हैं, फिर सेंटर में पास कर देते हैं, फिर डिफेंस के साथ कर देते हैं, या कभी कभी हम राइट बैक और लेफ्ट बैक को बोलते हैं तुम पासिस करो, और जो टॉप डिफेंडर है वो बॉल को इंटरसेप्ट करेगा और वो काउंटर अटैक करेगा। मगर हमने नहीं देखा कि कभी बॉल साइड लाइन के पार पड़ी हो और गोलकीपर एक बॉल को सेव करे और फिर दूसरी बॉल को उठाने के लिए थ्रो इन की पोजीशन में जाके लाइन के ऊपर बॉल पैर रखे और फ्री थ्रो करे विद इन मिनिमम टाइम, या सेंटर लाइन और 9 मीटर के बीच में 2 वर्सेस 2, 3 वर्सेस 3, some minor games to be designed, and one team will intercept the ball and will go for second wave and perform it, because this is not the way that it happens in a match. So it will improve your decision making capacity, because you have to initiate that fast break in a pressure, under pressure training. So there will be a pressure, one team is going, then coach will speak that red team or blue team, which color they are wearing, one of the color will go and initiate the fast break. So from 9 meter to center line, there will be a small game or passing catching, then one team will intercept and will organize a counter attack, maybe second wave or first wave, or from the throw in area also, near to the 6 meter or 9 meter, when the ball goes out, immediately the goalkeeper will run and keep the foot on the line and throw for a fast break. So this type of exercise you can give to the students, so they will be able to make a decision for the match. So thank you very much once again. See you tomorrow with a new topic at 11:30. Thank you very much. Have a good day.